Are carbohydrates all unhealthy, causing disease and weight gain, and should they be avoided? If you check out some media sources, podcasters, and lifestyle channels, it's not hard to see that many recommend against eating carbs. I just watched a clip from a very popular podcaster, you know who it is, once again talking about how all carbs are unhealthy and unnecessary in our diets. But what is wrong with carbs? Are they all terrible? How can us non-sciencey, non-medical professionals even know which carbs are unhealthy? I'm going to answer those questions during this video, and as a bonus, in the end, I will reveal which carbohydrate is the worst food to eat and which carbohydrate is the best. Carbohydrates, or carbs, are one of 3 macronutrients found in food, the other 2 being protein and fat. In order to find out if all carbs are bad, we're going to start by looking at the different types of carbohydrates. All carbohydrates are either sugar, starch, or cellulose, or a combination of them. Let's start with the latter, cellulose. This is a fibrous carbohydrate found in all plants. It makes the structure of the plant. It is mainly referred to as fiber. While all plants contain cellulose, overly processed foods may contain none. Another type of carbohydrate is starch. Starch is a carbohydrate and a component of most plants. Starches are also known as complex carbohydrates. Potatoes, whole grains, beans, and legumes are commonly known starches. Sugars are the final type of carbohydrate. Sugar is bad, right? Well, sugary carbohydrates include fruits such as raspberries and bananas. Sugary carbs also include cake, candy, soda, and other overly processed foods that have added sugars. So when people say carbs are bad, do they mean all carbs? Are they stating that raspberries are bad and that celery is bad? Usually when people talk about carbs being bad, they are talking about overly processed, sugary foods or ultra-processed foods that no longer have any nutritional benefit. However, they commonly state that all carbs are bad, not that overly processed carbs are bad. Let's again look at each different type of carb and determine whether they are a healthy food or an unhealthy food. Fiber, or cellulose, is great for the human body. Adults should consume between 25 to 38 grams of fiber per day. However, most people in developed nations only consume about 16 grams each day. Eating a diet high in fiber can be preventative against diseases such as heart disease, obesity, diabetes, some cancers, and more. Foods that contain a lot of fiber include beans and legumes, whole grains, fruit, and veggies. For more information on fiber, check out my full video, which I will link in the description box. The second category is starchy carbs. This is a little bit more of a touchy subject. There are some scientists, doctors, and registered dietitians who will tell you that eating a diet rich in starchy carbs, including potatoes, whole grains, peas, squashes, and many more, are very healthy foods that are high in nutrients. While there are other professionals and lots of podcasters that talk about the danger of eating a diet filled with starchy carbs. Many people disagree about the health factor of starchy carbs. There are people who have completely cut starchy carbs from their diet looking for health, such as diabetics and people who want to lose weight. And then there are other people who are in a popular potato diet, also looking to lose weight, and have claimed that a diet high in carbohydrates completely healed their diabetes and other diseases. I could tell you that I feel great eating a diet high in starchy carbs. I eat beans almost every day, I eat potatoes and winter squashes on a regular basis, I usually eat one grain each day, and I love to consume bananas and plantains on a regular basis. Since I've started to eat this way, I've had more energy even than I did in my 20s. I lost a bunch of weight, and I've never been healthier. But this is what's called an anecdote. And as easy as it is for me to tell you the health benefits of eating a high-starch diet, there's many other people out there who swear that they are thriving with no starchy carbs in their diet. The thing is, anecdotes are just stories about a person. Anecdotes do not prove anything. We've always heard the story about our friend's aunt or grandma who smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day and lived into her 90s. Does this mean that cigarettes are now safe? No, it obviously does not. While it can be tempting to start doing something because it worked for your best friend's sister, one person's anecdotal health improvement is not evidence. It's much better practice to make health decisions based on actual evidence as opposed to anecdotal data. I'm putting a link in the description box to a National Institutes of Health article about anecdotes, and you should check it out. Getting back to carbs. The last category of carbohydrates are sugars. As you know, there are fruit like strawberries and blueberries that are sugary carbohydrates, and then there's candy and cupcakes, which are also sugary carbohydrates. I doubt we could even find one person who would say cupcakes or soda are a healthy food. Other ultra-processed foods contain sugar as well, such as canned pasta sauce, white breads, condiments, and so much more. But now that we all agree that overly processed sugary foods are unhealthy, let's discuss fruit. The My Plate plan from the USDA states that adults should get 1.5 to 2.5 cups of fruit each day, filled with antioxidants, vitamins like A and C, and minerals such as calcium and iron. Fruit can be a healthy part of most people's diets. There are some health conditions in which people often steer away from fruit, such as diabetes or those with obesity. But what if I told you there are researchers who claim that eating a diet high in fruit and other healthy carbs reversed their diabetes? I'm going to provide a link to some doctors and scientists who can provide more information about a high carbohydrate diet reversing diabetes. So how can we, non-medical or science professionals, make wise decisions about our own health? I covered this topic in detail in my full video about protein. I'll post a link below. Go check it out after this video. For most people, choosing whole foods, that would be foods without a nutrition label, is usually a healthy choice. The more whole foods we have in our diet and the less ultra-processed foods, the higher chances we have of leading a long, healthy life. So, are all carbs public enemy number one? It's pretty clear to me that they are not, but don't take my word for it. Check out the links I've provided in the description box and make the best decision you can for yourself and your family. And since you've watched until the end, I'm going to reveal the carbohydrate that I consider the best. And that food is complex carbohydrates, including quinoa, lentils, sweet potatoes, and more. These foods are filling, which help with satiety. They contain protein and fiber. And for those reasons, I consider these foods the best. And the worst carbohydrates? You already know what I'm going to say. Ultra-processed foods that have been stripped of their nutrients and have been created to be hyper-palatable, such as potato chips, cakes, and soda. They are hard to stop consuming, have little to no fiber, minerals, or vitamins, and aren't good for us. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out my series called Ask Lala for more answers to questions about eating a healthier diet. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's free and really helps to support the channel. Bye!